You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome to Max A. Pooch's Awesome Animal Advocates on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Keith Sanderson, animal advocate, writer, and human companion to Max A. Pooch, canine crusader for animals and the environment. Max and I thank you for joining us, and we dedicate this episode, as we dedicate every episode, to those amazing people who work to save the lives and/or improve conditions of companion, domestic, or wild animals. Today's guest is Susan Hargreaves, Executive Director of Animal Hero Kids. Susan has worked for 32 years with children in the area of humane education, teaching compassion towards animals, and embracing a vegan lifestyle. She created the Animal Hero Kids Awards, which recognizes youth who help animals. When we return from a break, Susan will join us to talk about her work as a humane educator, the Animal Hero Kids Awards, interesting additions to the categories for the awards.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Every pet is unique. Maybe they're gray in the muzzle, yet young at heart. Maybe they're growing out of the puppy stage and into their paws and ears. Or maybe they're just trying to maintain a more girlish figure. At PetSmart, we have the right food for your pet at a great value for you. PetSmart. Be better together.
Go to PetSmartDeal.com and save up to 30% on awesome gifts for the pets and pet people in your life. Toys, collars, leashes, PetSmart gift cards, treats, and more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com today. PetSmartDeal.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Max A. Pooch's Awesome Animal Advocates. I'm Keith Sanderson, your host, and our guest today is Susan Hargreaves, founder and executive director of Animal Hero Kids. Welcome, Susan. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Keith, for asking me to be on your show.
Well, you know, when I heard about Animal Hero Kids, I just had to be. In fact, Max A. Pooch would have bit my leg off because he's the mascot for Kids Against Animal Cruelty and just loves it when he hears about an organization that involves kids and sensitivity to animals. Now, November is World Animal Hero Kids Month. Can you tell us what the Animal Hero Kids is and about the Animal Hero Kid Awards?
Yes, November is World Animal Hero Kids Month, where 160 participating partner organizations across the world will be encouraging and recognizing animal hero kids in their own communities during the month of November. And Animal Hero Kids Awards, I've been giving Animal Hero Kids Awards in my 30-year career in encouraging others to help animals and the presentations I do when I came across all of the children and youth who are helping animals. So that's been a long tradition for me, but now it's much more concentrated and focused with larger numbers of awards. With this year, we're having the December 2nd Los Angeles Animal Hero Kids Awards, which is on a much larger scale.
Yeah, I understand. There's a relationship with a famous hip-hop mogul, and you have some really interesting categories. Can you tell us who you have as part of the awards?
We're thrilled that this year Russell Simmons, hip-hop mogul, vegan, animal advocate, philanthropist, is lending his name to the Russell Simmons Creative Animal Hero Kids Award category for an individual or group under the age of 19 who can create a song, dance, spoken word, rap, video, whatever they can create that will inspire others to help animals.
Well, that sounds great. I mean, that really lets, particularly nowadays with all the things that kids can do online and with the video, and, I'm sure you're going to get some just amazing entries for this category.
Yes, and it really is wonderful that kids and youth, they naturally want to help animals. They may see a dog or a cat in their neighborhood that needs help. They may see something on the television about what's happening to wildlife or what's happening to factory farmed animals. Whatever issue it is that they find out about, they are so sincere and genuine in their wish to help other animals that they end up doing remarkable things for animals. Even if they're 8 years old, there's so many animal hero kids. There's one, when he was 8, he banned electroshock prods and bullhooks being used against elephants in the circus in the city of Margate. They banned it after this 8-year-old spoke to the commissioners.
Wow, that's truly amazing. You said you've been doing this for 30 years?
Yes, I've been humane educating for 30 years and an animal activist. It started when I was 9, actually. Not that I'm 39, I'm actually 54. But when I was 9, I was taken into a chicken hatchery, and I saw all the baby chicks being gassed and suffocated when they were born on the conveyor belt. And since then, I started thinking about cruelty to animals and how I can help. So since I was a child myself, I've been helping animals, and I'm amazed at the children and youth that I've met in the 32 years I've been teaching about being kind that have helped animals. They come up to me at the end of the presentation and tell me the story of how they have directly helped an animal or what they have done. It's remarkable, the things that kids and youth can do.
It really is. We've had some guests. One that comes to mind is a young lady from Connecticut who, her family adopted a rescue dog. It was diagnosed with heartworm. And so she saw, how expensive and time-consuming the treatment is. And so what she did is she started a charity to raise money to treat rescue dogs that have heartworm. And I thought that was pretty amazing.
And I have communicated with the young woman that you're talking about.
Is that right?
She also does pictures and paintings.
Yeah,
and
that's how
them.
Yeah, exactly. Amy Blumenfeld.
Yes,
I believe.
exactly.
Yeah, I thought she was quite what she was doing was so amazing. And to take the time, not only to the organization, but then to do the pictures and sell them and use the money to help the dogs. Would you say during the time you've been working with kids, how would you say are kids, do you think, worse or better or the same as they used to be as far as being sensitive to animals?
I think thanks to the Discovery Channel and the ease of communication today with the Internet, kids are a lot more aware of what is happening to animals than they were 15 years ago.
That was the way I perceive it, but of course I'm not working with as many kids as you are, but just with my granddaughter, she just is all the time very aware of what's going on as far as animals or the plight of elephants in Africa and things like that.
Yeah, when I first realized it, I was doing a presentation and one of my slides was about the seal killing in Canada. And I showed a picture of Captain Paul Watson with the Sea Shepherd, and this group of 8-year-olds in the class all knew who he was. And I was shocked. I said, how do you know who Captain Paul Watson of the Sea Shepherd is? And they said, Whale Wars. So they're watching the television. They're learning.
Yeah, exactly. We so many times take this technology and you hear so much about it being negative, but there's so much positive coming out of it. And kids can communicate to each other about these things and do so many amazing projects and through social media. I think there's a lot to be said about being able to communicate and present points of view that would have been difficult for the kids to hear a few years ago.
Exactly. And thanks to YouTube, we are going to be able to look at a lot of the nominations for the Russell Simmons Creative Animal Hero Kids Award category. We can look on YouTube with the links that the kids send and see what they have created. And the Ricky Williams Animal Hero Teen Award is another category, and the young teen who won that last year, Juliet West, actually saw from the internet, she saw that an elephant was being severely abused in Thailand, and she, as a teen, raised her own funds, went with her dad, and rescued the elephant.
That is just so amazing. That really is. We need to take a break, but what I want to do is when we come back is talk some more about the categories and then that other special new category that you've added this year. So if everyone stays with us, Susan is going to bring us a lot more about the awards, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
I'm not much of a reader, but I do wish I were more well-read.
There are so many great books coming out. I wish I could find a way to keep up.
Audible.com makes it easy to stay well-informed and catch up on your reading simply by listening. Audiobooks from Audible turn downtime into uptime. You'll be more productive and become well-read.
Now I'm able to catch up on all the great books I've been wanting to read.
With Audible, I feel smarter.
Pet Life Radio listeners, try Audible.com now and get your first 30 days of Audible Listener Gold membership plan free. And get a free audiobook. Choose from over 100,000 titles. To get this great deal, go to audibledeals.com. That's audibledeals.com.
Dyson.
The new Dyson Animal Vacs are powerful bagless upright vacuums for homes with pets. Air muscle and radio root cyclone technology generates the strongest suction power to powerfully remove dust, dirt, and pet hair from the home or car. To order your Dyson Animal Vac, go to DysonDeals.com. DysonDeals.com to order your Dyson Animal Vac today.
Dyson. Music to your ears.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's All Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. All Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Max A. Pooch's Awesome Animal Advocates. Our guest, Susan Hargreaves, the Executive Director of the Animal Hero Kids, is going to tell us about some of the other awards, including one that she calls the Whistleblower Award. Susan, what is the Whistleblower Award?
The Animal Hero Kids Whistleblower Award category is for a group or an individual that literally blows the whistle on animal abuse. And we have just created this category on the heels of a case right here in Florida of an animal hero kid seeing something horrific on Facebook that somebody was doing to caged wildlife. And it was, to say it without it being too upsetting, a caged raccoon and a caged possum were killed slowly while people were laughing about it.
Yes, I did read about that. You had asked me earlier, and it's just amazing.
This person took that video, gave it to a website petition site, put the video on there, and within 3 days there was 28,000 signatures and calls coming from as far away as Norway to the local animal control to charge these people with felony animal cruelty. And they did.
Well, that's great, because it seems so many times that people, even when they're discovered being cruel to animals, get off the hook somehow. Now, will this young person be getting an award, or could...
Well, that's sort of up in the air. We're not really sure about that because the person doesn't want to be persecuted by the abusers in the area where the abuse has taken place. So we don't want to risk any kind of reprisals against this Animal Hero Kid whistleblower. So we're not sure about that.
That's too bad. But still, the young person has a satisfaction in knowing that they stopped these kids from continuing their activities, because I'm sure that wouldn't have been the only time they did anything.
Right. And it's also good for the kids to know, and youth, that you can come forward and report abuse and still be anonymous if you choose. Sometimes it's a dangerous situation, like in dog fighting. If your uncle is doing dog fighting, you might not want them to know that it was you that, blew the whistle. You can still be protected and still help those animals.
We talked about 3 categories. How many categories are there?
Well, this year we're also giving some categories to some adults. And it's the Animal Hero Kids president, 10-year-old Dominic, who, when he was 8, he was the young man or youth that ended up banning electroshock prods and bull hooks in circuses in 2 cities. And he is our president, and he's now 10 years old. You can see him on our website, animalherokids.org. So Animal Hero Kids will be recognizing adults in the Los Angeles area who have helped animals at the awards. One of the people that I am really excited who has accepted to be there in person to get the award is the Los Angeles Unified School Superintendent, who decided to do Meatless Mondays in Los Angeles schools, being the second largest school district in the United States, and others now are following suit thanks to his groundbreaking decision. So he will be receiving the School Hero to All Award. And then we're asking Alicia Silverstone to come and be recognized by the Animal Hero Kids for her book, The Kind Diet, as the Kind Author, Eco-Author Award. We're also going to be honoring Russell Simmons for his work. For basically a lot of his lifetime, he has been helping many, human and non-human animals, 2-legged and 4-legged. So he will be recognized. And then we are hoping that we'll get some nominees for simply the Kind to All Award, which is for an individual or group who is helping all species of animals. Someone that's helping wildlife, someone that's helping dogs, someone that's helping farm animals. It could be someone that's, doing it all.
Is it too late to be nominated?
No, that's a very good question. We've actually extended the deadline, and it hasn't appeared on our website yet, but I just extended it today and let some of the schools in Los Angeles know about it, the performing arts schools. For the Russell Simmons category, it's now November 14th, and then we're going to extend the other categories as well. And right on the website, there's a link where you can get to the nomination form. So it's very easy to do. And we're looking for any collaborators who would like to help with the Los Angeles Animal Hero Kids Awards. We're looking for donations or sponsors. It's not too late if you would like your organization. If you, let's say, have an animal organization where you're helping animals and you've come across youth, or you have volunteers that are always there to help you on a regular basis, bring them to the LA Animal Hero Kids Awards and we'll give them a shout out.
Well, that's a great idea. Now, can nominees be nominated any time of the year?
Well, we do give awards throughout the year as well. It was actually just last weekend, 11-year-old Trevor, for the 4th year in a row, said on his birthday, I don't want any presents for me. I'd like to help the local dog shelter rescue, which is called Halo, a no-kill shelter. And so for the 4th year, he said, no presents for me. And he had a pool party, and then everybody brought presents for the homeless dogs and the homeless cats. And we surprised him with an Animal Hero Award and a 7-foot Kitty T cat, who is one of the costumed characters that assists me with some of the presentations for the younger kids. And then we got him a nice basket of goodies. So in that instance, he ended up getting a present anyway. So we are very happy to react to animal heroes and not to have it on a restricted basis where if somebody calls me up and says, 7 kids just rescued a puppy who was beaten and stuffed down a sewer grate in Liberty City, Miami, Well, I'm at their school the next week giving them an award, and that's what happened, and that's what I did. And you can read about that on our website as well.
So you actually honor the kids in front of their peers at school? That has really got to be a thrill for them.
Yes, and there was one instance where these two girls were actually in Hollywood, Florida. They saw a man from his front porch shooting Quaker parakeets. We have these wild flocks of parrots that come over from Brazil, and he was shooting them. And they didn't go towards the man with the gun. They went away with one of the birds that was bleeding that they picked up, went to the mother. The mother called the police came. The man was still shooting them from his front patio, and they charged him with felony animal cruelty. And I went to their school, and one of the girls was left back, so she was older than the other kids, and she was a victim of teasing and bullying. And after I went to her school and gave her a presentation, nobody ever teased or bullied her again.
Well, that's really heartening to hear. Those are the kind of things that make it worthwhile, I should think.
Yes, and I'm actually almost finished a book called Voices for the Voiceless, Animal Hero Kids, that have some of these amazing stories about these kids and youth who have gone above and beyond, sometimes putting themselves at risk. Not that I advise that, because you can always go to an adult that you trust. Those stories are going to be in the book, Voices for the Voiceless, Animal Hero Kids.
Well, you keep us posted on when that book is going to be available, and we'll make sure that we'll let people know about it, because that certainly should be something that we can share. And at what level are you writing it?
I would like it to be the kind of book that anyone can pick up, no matter what age, and just look at a beautiful photo and read about someone that's helped an animal and how, and that happy ending story. So it really can be for all ages. Anybody who likes animals and wants to see them helped, really. Anybody who's kind. So all ages.
Well, that's, again, something worth looking for. Hey, I have a question, Susan, and I ask this of all my guests on Max A. Pooch's Awesome Animal Advocates. How do you respond? Because many of my guests, people have criticized them, saying, with all the human misery in the world, how can you justify spending time, money, and other resources to advocate for animals?
Yes, I have been asked that question myself. And a lot of times I wonder, the person who is asking me, what they are doing to help people. They perhaps might not be doing anything. They just might want to feel better about the fact that they might be contributing to animal cruelty. So they want to dismiss you by asking you that question. A lot of times that's their purpose. And I usually say that it's all connected. And I help all beings that need help that come in my path. If you are cruel to a defenseless animal or child, then you're going to be cruel to everyone else. But if you are promoting kindness to all beings, no matter what type of animal it is, then you are helping everyone, human and non-human.
That's a great answer, and it's certainly an answer that Max A. Pooch would give you 5 big tail-wagging wolves for, because in his eyes, you certainly are an awesome animal advocate. Yeah, we're getting close to the end, but one thing I want to ask you again is if I want to find out more about the upcoming awards, if I want to, first of all, in Los Angeles, you said it's December 2nd, right?
Yes, and I'm very grateful to 1031 Production Studios in Los Angeles for allowing us to have the awards on Monday, December 2nd at 12 noon in their state-of-the-art production studio. And the tickets are $20, and they are going to go very quickly. At this point, there are a fair amount of students coming from schools to the awards. That's why I chose that particular time frame, so we can have school buses come on in and participate in the Animal Hero Kids Awards. We are looking for sponsors, and Animal Hero Kids is an all-volunteer organization.
If I wanted to be a sponsor or I wanted to volunteer, again, what's your website? Is that where I'd go to get more information about that?
Yes, you would go to animalherokids.org.
And now, are you on Facebook?
Yes, we are, and I'm not that great on social media, so if there's any 13-year-olds listening
who can help out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it just goes on, and it's sort of like a foreign language to me. And my 11-year-old granddaughter, she just thrives on this stuff. So,
yeah, once you learn about fax machines, next thing you know, there's computers. Then you learn about Facebook, and then there's Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. But it's good. It gets the message out, gets people organized.
It sure does. It sure does. Well, thank you, Susan, for being with us today. And like I said before, you're one of Max A. Pooch's awesome animal advocates, one of his favorites. And something else, let us know the names of the recipients of this year's Hero Kids Awards so we can share that information.
Yes, absolutely. We'll put out a news release and before and after. If anyone has air miles to donate for Animal Hero Kids Award recipients, if anyone has air miles, we're looking for that to fly in kids.
Okay, so again, it's December 2nd. If you have someone to nominate, they have until when to nominate them?
November 14th is the closing, is the deadline.
Okay, so there will be a little bit of time. And again, thank you, Susan. You've been a great guest.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Max, if you can hear me.
We want to thank you, our listeners, for spending your valuable time with us. You're all fantastic, and we hope you tell your friends about awesome animal advocates. And a special thanks to Mark Winter, co-founder and executive producer of Pet Life Radio, and our sponsors for making this episode of Max A. Pooch's Awesome Animal Advocates possible. I'm Keith Sanderson, host and creator of Max A. Pooch's Awesome Animal Advocates, saying thank you to all those animal advocates who work so hard on behalf of those who can't speak for themselves. Max A. Pooch gives them 5 big tail-wagging woofs.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.